Greetings, my dear Taurus. This is Ron from Terra the Twin Sun. I shall build for you a portal, a large portal. Take what you will. This will not resonate with every single Taurus out there. However, if it does resonate with you, I do appreciate that you have showed up and have taken some form of guidance. Okay? So this is going to be a big portal. So we'll go in and begin with that. The bridge is coming. Okay. Bridge is here. Okay. Okay. There's something about you that is being debilitated by a period of waiting, because it's taken so long for you to find the essential gateway into what you deserve. You have lost vision, or perhaps you don't have the proper elevation yet to find the right perspective and to take what you want according to um, the uh, the ability to really go for it. Okay, there is a fear that you have transcended. You're no longer fearing a person that has been, or a person or an energy that has been haunting you for quite some time and has been tracking you um, in your flight or in your path to a form of ascension. You have you have lost the patience, and no longer are you looking for a previous vision from the past, something that you thought you deserved. There is a shift here. And as you do this, you are coming into a higher realization, and are actually, um, it's as if you're coming from a place of waiting, and no longer are you waiting because you've transcended a fear. And there's a sense that the things that you have been trying to make a journey to, they're now coming to you and are being brought to you properly. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. That is the bridge. Okay. 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 When it comes to what you find to be the most fulfilling thing, where you find belonging or a sense of community, something is shifting, and you are coming to realize that it's not so stabilizing after all, this idealization, this expectation of what should be. Because of this, there is a realization that there's no growth in trying to find a sense of ease, or a sense of there's no longer any growth in a fixed place. However, there's something about what you are trying to define, and as you take a step back or release something, there is an ability for you in the mid-month of June to have a great realization, and not only that, to have many options, and above these options is the ultimate, some form of a true connection that you may already have. This could be a connection to the higher self, or a connection to something that is more fundamentally harmonious, something that has to do with seeing through the veil and understanding the totality of all, but still being detached from it. This is a very spiritual read. Do not expect much from the future when it comes to getting the proper communication you have. There's something destabilized in this, and also there is a lack of pleasure in it. The more you play the Nine of Cups, where you find contentment and you find a place of stillness, there is action in that stillness. It's very strange. It's a dualism. It's as if your soul elevates and you transcend, or perhaps there's a thrust that comes in your ability to be still. Okay, this is an awakening, and you are seeing the many options, and you're realizing that these emotional outlets are really inlets to a higher mode of transportation, a vehicle for you to rise up and to essentially play the cardinal aspect of the chariot. Okay, This is coming from the past. It's as if you've worked enough from especially issues that were crowning you, issues of being alone, issues of being single or perhaps lost or having to deal with abandonment or unfinished businesses of some sort. There's a general feeling or a general nomenclature around you that has to do with this mentality. And I think that you're finally understanding that there is no practicality in that mode or that expectation. Okay, the more you embrace the energy of the Nine of Cups, the more you will find your own sense of prowess, and this will lead you away from temptation. This will lead you away from any mistruths, even. With the Mercury retrograde, it's going to be important for you to center in on your emotions. That's what I'm saying. Now, let's see. Let's see a bit more about this Five of Pentacles energy. Okay, it's in the past. No longer are you trying to give back to that feeling of anyone who has triggered in you this sense of emptiness, this sense of abandonment. Okay, this trigger no longer satisfies you, and there's a sense that there's a stalemate arising from it. Okay, it's as if the thoughts that bring you back to this no longer give you a sense of pain. There's a type of numbness to it. And I think that shows that you no longer identify with these thoughts. You don't think that these are yours. Because of this, there is something from the past influencing you, and it has to do with what was once very fulfilling, but it immediately turned into a sort of disconnect, an ending here, an ending, a double ending on both sides, yours and theirs, that has to do with you not really being hurt by it as you usually are. Um, and because of this, there is this weird catharsis, this weird saudade, like this feeling of like you've been here before, you've sort of you're missing something, but you can't really put your finger on it. But it's ended. And likewise, it was an ending that was very, very strong, very beautiful for what it was, okay? Meaning that even though a cycle didn't complete and people felt like that they were finished and there was no like real closure to it, there was closure. And it was because you've already lived enough that you could in that moment, that it was good enough for the time being. Even though there was supposed to be pain, you didn't feel it when you had to leave, okay? Leading you on a spiritual quest, one that has to do with you building up tantric and kundalini energies inside of you, because you haven't consummated it in the past with this abandonment, this being left out. It was a mutual being left out, and it feels like there was something that was missing, but not in actuality. You're using that currency, that emotional currency, to move forward in a very still way, okay? And in this, there is a possibility that it could feel numb, or it could be very destabilized. But in actuality, these emotions are going to fulfill you very deeply on a communal level with those around you. And it's not just one person, it's the world, okay? Now, as far as advice goes, this is Taurus, right? Yeah, I believe this is Taurus. Yeah, it's Taurus. Right, so, right, okay, 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 okay. So, even though you may in the future feel like you are on the right path, there still is something that is still evolving. And just know that even though there are instincts inside of you that are maternal or are based on the energy of expansion or on the energy of elocution, speaking, just know that in your silence there will be some sort of solace, okay? And even though it doesn't feel like it's totally empowering, there's mojo there. I'm telling you, there's like a magic there, okay? Um, there is a cycle that has ended, and there is a chance for you to look back onto the innocence of this cycle and to understand through Isis, through the great dualism, through expectations of idealistic youth, you are able to find some sort of unconditional return. And this will be a way to give back to what you've learned from, my dear Taurus. Also, um, yes, okay. Wow, okay, your advice, yeah, okay. So the Empress is here twice, okay? In your future position, after you go through this Nine of Cups, there's the Empress, but she's in reverse, okay? Meaning no growth of some sort, but also a stability that is based on more heady aspects, the stability of the mind. Um, Here, there is also a type of fasting here, a fasting, and then a reflection here with your advice cards. So essentially, it's saying that even though it may feel like this, you're actually empowered, and that you're going to hold back on challenges and not fight for anything to become the graceful Taurian Empress you are. It's the Empress energy, so it has to do with stability, it has to do with fixedness, it has to do with growth and expansion, as well as affluence and pleasure. Okay? So you will be attaining this if you do not engage in any mode of anger or any mode of fire, any mode of trying to assert things. The less you try, the more you gain. That's what I'm saying. All right, my dear Taurus, I do appreciate you. Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you very much. This is Ron from Terror of the Twin Sun. Bye.